Hey, it's Paul from CompTIA Network.com. Did you know in Cisco exams you're expected to configure and troubleshoot live networks? If you don't believe me, go to the exam topics. This is for the CCNA. Here's all your subjects here. However, towards the bottom it says practical skills in the exam. Cisco's performance-based testing gives you an experience that best replicates a true lab environment. Now, it's recently been updated, so you'll actually be configuring Cisco iOS. In this video, I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot and fix a broken network. Now, this is for routing and IP addressing. You may have another scenario where you have to deal with VLANs and spanning tree, and we'll deal with that in another video. So the first thing is you will need a plan. If you go into a network, for example, like this is a packet tracer network. I'll put the links in the description so you can upload this network when it's broken and also when it's fixed. So if you're given a network like this, you have a PC on one end, switches either end connecting the PCs, and 1, 2 and 3 routers. Now, if you randomly start clicking on devices and trying to work out what's wrong with show run commands, you're going to run out of time. So what I suggest you do is this. Generally speaking, there's only a few things that are going to be able to break in the network. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 and layer 4. Now, which category you say these are in doesn't really matter. It matters that we break it down. So layer 1, they will do something like, I've broken your cables, I shut your interface, I forgot the clock rate. When you've ticked off these, you've fixed any layer 1 problems. Layer 2, they may well have broken your encapsulation on the layer 2 side of the network. Layer 3, I've broken your IP address, or I've broken your subnet mask. And then layer 4, I broke your routing, your access list, or some other service, for example, your network address translation. Thanks for watching the video. Please go over to CompTIANetwork.com, check out all our IT certification courses, practice exams, and live Cisco racks. There's a $1 coupon in the description. Now, in the exam, it will tell you what has been configured, probably by another engineer, and they will give you a scenario where you have to go into a customer's network that you've never seen before and fix it. So, using this layered based approach, you will fix any problem quite quickly. And down here are the common commands that you would use, and hopefully you've read up on these before. Show control loop, show IP interface brief, show interface, which helps you with 3 layers of problems. And then for layer 4, depending on what the issue is, show IP protocols, access list, show IP route, and so on. So as I said, this network here is on Cisco Packet Tracer, which is a free download from Cisco. On any network, your PC on one end of the network should be able to ping the PC on the other side of the network. I've configured the IP addresses for these networks. 192.168.1.0, 2.0, 3.0. This has got a /30 mask, and you'll see this diagram in your exam. And then finally, this is the 172 network. So you should be able to ping 172.16.0.2 from this PC here. Now, if I just try the ping 172.16.0.2, it's saying destination host unreachable. It doesn't know how to get there. So you know, firstly, that PCs need a default gateway. The default gateway is almost always the router interface here. We're not going to be configuring the switches in this problem. So 192.168.1.0 network, it's .2 here and .1 here. Now, all the cables are actually connected, and you can see the green lights here. In the exam, you'll be able to click on the PC and go to your configuration. You can see the configuration is 192.168.1.1. I click on my interface here, that's correct, and the subnet mask is correct. If I go to settings, the default gateway 192.168.1.1. So this side of the network looks okay, and if you really want to test, you can ping 192.168.1.1. So that's working fine. The next thing is our router. So remember, we're doing layers 1, 2, 3 and 4. But what you can do is enable and then say show IP interface brief. So this will tell you which interfaces are up and down. We're looking for up and up in order for any interface. This is our gigabit Ethernet, and this is connected to our PC. Our next interface is 192.168.2.1. That appears up as well. So far, everything on this router appears fine for layers 1, 2 and 3. Now, I'm not saying the routing's going to work, but the layers 1, 2 and 3 are okay. Now, on this router here in the middle, this is our hub router, and normally you would connect to an ISP, but in the exam, this is your ISP router. And as you know, the ISP router should have a clock rate on the interface. So I'm going to click on this router here, and I'm going to do the same thing. Enable, show IP interface brief. Alright, so connected to our first router, router 0, 192.168.2.2, that's up and up. We've got a problem. 192.168.3.2, this is down, manually down, and line protocol down. So manually down means somebody has shut the interface with the no shut command, or not done the no shut command, sorry. And protocol down means there's a layer 2 issue also. So remember going back to our layer 1, 2 and 3 here, I broke your cable, I shut your interface, I forgot the clock rate, and then I broke your encapsulation. So here on router 1, show interface, and it's serial 000. Alright, so first thing is it's been disabled. The other thing is we look at encapsulation, that's HDLC, which is correct. This is what we're looking for. So I'm going to go to CompTIA interface S0/0/0. I'm going to issue the no shut command to bring this interface up. Now this interface should come up and we should be able to connect to the other side. So I'm going to issue I'll do end, show IP int brief. Alright, so now we've got our interface is still down, although we've got the correct IP address 3.2 and we've done the no shut. So let's go to the other side, because this needs to receive keep alive from router 2. Show IP interface brief. Alright, administratively down and line protocol is down. So CompTIA interface S000 no shut. Should bring the interface up, and I'll hit the up arrow a couple of times. Okay, it's up down. So here we are, we've gone over to, we've checked the cable, we'll check the clock rate actually in the middle in a minute. I broke your encapsulation. So let's go to the next layer of the problem. So show interface serial 0/0/0. This will tell us our IP address, our subnet mask, and also our encapsulation. And you can see encapsulation is set as PPP. That is incorrect, so we need to fix it. Encap for short, HDLC, enter. Now it's saying the line protocol is state changed to up. So I should be able to ping 192.168.3.1 from here. Okay, this is normally indicates an access list problem, so we'll come to configure that later. We'll check. But if we do the show IP interface brief, it's up and up and up and up. The other command which you need to know about is show controllers, just in case they missed off a clock rate. So we'll do serial 0/0/0. There's a clock rate, so they could have broken this on the exam. And the other interface is 1/0. So clock rate is set here. Now I actually went in and broke this, but it looks like it's added a default clock rate. Alright, so we can go from here to here to here, and then obviously we tried to do a ping and it was giving us a bounced message. So in order to have traffic across different networks, you need to have some sort of routing protocol or static routes. In the briefing for this lab, you will have been told that OSPF area 0 is configured on all of this network. So we can go to the end here, show IP route, and we'll see what routes we can see. So we can see the 192.168.1 network is connected. We've got an OSPF network of 192.168.3.0. So we can see this network here, and this network is locally connected. Router 2, I do end, show IP route. So we can see we can't see any other network, so I can't see any OSPF here. So we're happy that we've got our cables all connected. We're happy that we've got the correct IP addresses on our interfaces. So if I just issue this, show IP interface brief again. So we should be able to see which networks are configured for OSPF on all of our routers. So if I go back here, show IP protocols, and our networks is OSPF 1, our network is 192.168.1.0 and a wildcard mask, 192.168.2.0 and a wildcard mask for the 2 network. So that all appears correct. Over here, I'll do end. Well, that'll take ages, sorry. So I'll go over here, show IP protocols. Alright, so we're routing for networks 192.168.3.0 with this wildcard mask. Well, the 3 network is a /30, so that isn't correct because the /30 network should end in .3. So this needs fixing. And also there's a network, the other side, 3 network, and also the 172.16 network. So somebody's broken the configuration. So we need to go in and fix our OSPF now. Router OSPF 1, and we'll delete this network. So just put the same network in, but with no in the front. Put all in area 0, and I will put the correct network network in. So it's going to be 0.0.0.3. I'm not going to teach the theory here, but this is the wildcard mask. Then network 172.16.0.0. This is all covered if you do any theory for CCNA. So we've got our two networks for area 0. Go back here now because I accidentally pressed the wrong command. Show IP protocols. So this is what we've got configured. 192.168.2.0, 192.168.3.0 with the correct subnet mask. So over here I'll do a show IP route again, and we'll see what OSPF networks we can see. Alright, we can see the 3.0, they're two attached. There's a problem here, there's some sort of issue here which we need to look into. Again, we've checked, if we go end and show IP protocols, right, so this is the correct network, 3.0, and the 172 network is correct also, and they're both routing for area 0. So I'll do a show IP route in the middle router. Okay, we can't see the 172 network, all the others are connected. The 192.168.1 network we can see with OSPF. So there's something going on to say this network hasn't been advertised. So I don't normally do it, but the show run command will tell us what else has been configured on this router here. You will be briefed about this in your exam. Alright, so there's an access list here. The access list 100 is denying ICMP traffic from the 192.168.2 network, so that's in the middle here, to host 172.16.0.2. So this network here is being blocked on this interface here to ping this PC down here. As you know, with access lists, if you've done any reading, access lists will deny traffic and then there's an implicit deny on the end. So somebody has misconfigured this access list and they've applied it to this interface here, interface serial all the zeros. So we need to fix this so other traffic's permitted and the ping is actually denying what it should be denying. So let's go back here. The easiest way to do this is CompTIA no access list 100, and then we'll redo the access list. Access list 100, we've got rid of the access list now, and you can see that our interface has come up. So we'll see the 172 network down here in a bit. So access list 100, it was deny ICMP from network 192.168.2.0, 192.168.2.0 wildcard mask, and it was going to host 172.16.0.2. That's what was on there already. We need to add the permit everything else from anywhere to anywhere. Now this has been applied already to the interface, we can see. So if I do a show IP route, and if we can see the 172 network, we should be able to ping it now from the host, but it's blocking this network. So if I go here, and I think it might be an old command, so forgive me for pressing the up arrow. So ping 172.16.0.2 might take a little bit of time. Oh, in fact, there's one last thing we need to do. We can ping all the way here. So what I'll do is I'll ping 172.16.0.1. So I can see if I can ping the router. Okay, that's working. So the last thing to fix is down this end here, and we've got our interface. Okay, 172.16, that's correct and that's correct. If we go to settings, there's no default gateway. This is the last thing they could possibly catch you out with. So I now have a default gateway added here. 172.16.0.2, 172.16.0.1. So that's our default gateway address. And now if I try again, so now we've got a reply. I want to test my access list. So ping 172.16.0.2, which is the host address, and the access list is blocking my traffic, which is what this U means. If you want to show IP access list 100, you can see this is the access list that we configured. 5 matches. The ping packets have been blocked by the access list and the permit is working. Now if you want to see these files, I recommend you upload the broken one first. Links in the description on Packet Tracer, free download from Cisco, and then you can upload the fixed interface. With some practice using this method, layers 1, 2, 3 and 4, you'll be able to fix the problems quickly. If you want to learn more about configuring, troubleshooting Cisco devices and about 50 other certification courses, then come over to howtonetwork.com. There's a link in the description, gets you access for $1 for 30 days. I'll see you in the next video.